Yeah. So you were saying it's you got the urge to get back into the industry, and then you started to notice that a lot of independent digital radios, online radio stations were coming up.
Yeah, I noticed the digital stations were uh, really like a thing, and the digital radio tracker, the indie soul charts. There's a whole culture of
Wow.
independent artists going on out here. And then I realized that when I looked at R&B, in the landscape, a lot of my most famous favorite R&B singers were now found themselves without labels on
Mm.
their own, but they had a name and a previous following. I was like, wait a minute, these cats are like just like me. They just have a name that they built off of labels, but now they're out here trying to scramble and figure it out too. Okay. So I just started just strategically figuring out, learning, asking questions, try not to spend money on and be silly with it, and just be a good person. I realized I wanted to do everything that most people weren't doing. So if the industry's treating people like this, I'm going to treat people like that. If
Mm.
people are doing, the industry's known for not being equitable and fair on splits and publishing, I wanted
Yeah.
to be fair, equitable on making sure people that I work with, we did good business, be a transparent, honest person. And it ain't about being perfect. It's about being mature. And at this
Mm.
point in my life, I'm too grown for games. So for me, it's all about professionalism and doing what's in the best interest of the music and taking my ego and out of it without losing my dignity.
Who are you seeing? Because I know that a lot of people have been dropped, and so people like Charlie Wilson, Johnny Gill, they were all they'll pop up on independent stuff. But who are you looking at and thinking like, wow, look what's going on?
Yeah, all of them, they're all independent. I was noticing that the major labels were not signing R&B acts.
Yeah.
Urban music is missing. Like a lot of rap. I'm seeing all these little young rappers looking at acting and saying and rapping on a lot of them. It's just like, dude, this dude is a millionaire.
Yeah.
And then, but I'm watching even Babyface. I'm watching Babyface struggle. I mean, he's been off of some. I'm sure he's still getting all the publishing checks and stuff. But let's be clear, Babyface ain't. Even all of them, like, whoa, what is going on with the rhythm and blues? And
Yeah.
so I just, I'm going to unapologetically shove R&B back down your proverbial throat, so to speak, in your face. I'm gonna put it shit in your face. Like, I'm not afraid to do R&B just because it's not a popular genre anymore. But it doesn't mean that but people are hungry for this kind of music. They want to feel all that negative energy, and especially after the pandemic year, people are just exhausted mentally, like fatigued from this whole COVID, mask, vaccine. I mean, it's just, and then on top of all the other oppressive things that go on around the world, man, it's just ugh.
Yeah.
So just making good music is important, man. So people can feel good again and have those moments, even if they're throughout their day. Just be able to turn on the Saint Jaimz record and be like, oh, that's hot, or feel good and smile and laugh, or feel some kind of evoked emotion, man, by the records. That's it.
Yeah, because as I said, I noticed that you put a lot into the quality, not just of the sound, but then with the visuals. So you're not cutting corners. You're not getting your friend to use their mobile phone to record your videos and stuff. So it looks as if, yes, you're investing quality all around, and you're being very active on social media to promote that. When did you start realizing about not just the quality of the sound, the video, the visuals, and also the social media was as effective as anything the majors were doing?
Just wanting excellent things, and I like nice stuff, and I like to represent myself very well. The military teaches you to be dress right, and sharp, and think decency and order, and take care of your appearance and hygienic. All that stuff is like all connected to. So anything I do, I want it to be excellent. I do the best I can. If I have lots of money, of course, my stuff will be even more polished. But I've evolved over the last few years in getting more organized with my graphics, with my everything. You have to, as an independent artist, you have to get better. Always striving to get better and improve.
Yeah.
But you can't worry about how people are going to perceive something when you can't afford it. If I can't afford a video that's a certain thing, I just can't afford it. I'm just going to be real with that.
Yeah.
If I had And that's the difference with having a major label, that people think major labels, they think, oh, I'm signed to a major label, I can have the big time videos and stuff. But what you don't, but all that's going to do is cost you on the back end, where you end up with nothing anyway. So you spend all your money on having big videos, and now you have no money. And so I'm just evolving into who I am. At my age, I'm already an established grown man, so I got nice stuff already. So I just try to translate that over to my work, my product, because you got to have something worth selling or worth buying or supporting.
Now, what about collaborations? Because as you mentioned, all the R&B singers, they all lost their deals. How very few of them that maybe are still on the contract, maybe Chris Brown, but a lot of the biggest stars, from Keith Sweat to all of them, all sort of lost their major deals. Did you then ever think about reaching out and collaborating with them on stuff, or how did you just think, let me just focus on my? Okay.
It's crazy you asked that question, man. That's the biggest problem in our industry, is that we cannot come together.
Wow.
It's a sad travesty, bro, because we cannot come together. Like, if I try, okay, I work with Maxine Jones from In Vogue. I did a record with Glenn Jones. I've talked to Carl Thomas. I mean, I've had some people I've reached out to, and your boy from Blackstreet. I'm just giving quick names.
Teddy or
Soul For Real. Jace from Soul For Real. People like that, man. I've had some opportunities, but it's what it is these cats know they've been in the game. You can't tell them nothing. You can't. They can't get past their own previous success to say, okay, I'm gonna let somebody who ain't been in the deal, had a deal, direct produce me. So now I'm just gravitating towards independent artists that have traction doing their thing. I'm currently working with an artist named Jay Chosen. He was on The Voice.
I interviewed him for over an hour. One of my favorite interviews, because we went from his backstory to everything. So I know Jay well. Yeah.
Okay, me and Jay Chosen just got out the studio. A 3-day, he flew out here from Jersey. Him and his manager flew him out here from Jersey. We spent 3 days in my studio. We put together two really great records. Wow. He had everything going for him except hit songs.
Yeah.
He gonna be getting some hit songs from me. So he wants to rock with Household Name, my independent label, by the way, Household Name Entertainment, LLC. So Jay Chosen, Nitty Green from Riff.
Yeah, I've interviewed Nitty. We're good friends. Yeah.
Okay. Great guy, man. That's what I'm doing. I'm pulling towards those kind of guys who are a hit song away and from some serious, making some serious noise in the industry. And if I can be the producer that puts them on the map with some of my records, that's what I'm happy about. And those guys walk out. Jay Chosen walked out got out that booth, and you could just see the light bulb went on. So he ready.
It is strange that you mentioned Jay and Nitty and really great guys, but it is sad that you mentioned about those who already had a major deal and got dropped, and the opportunity to create a buzz and a name should have been, because when Keith Sweat, Levert, and Gil came out with LSG, it was like, wow, it was a big record, because it was 3 names coming under one umbrella and sort of things like that. And so I always would have thought, when you start to pull together people who had a household name and say, come on, I've got some traction, let us use this and use your past fame and the traction that I have going for myself now, we can try and create stuff and propel us when we're looking at doing shows. But from your point of view, is the fact that you've not been signed, you've not had anything major. Why should we take your advice, or what would you think it was?
I think being an unknown producer. I mean, they hear the records, they like, wow, blown away by the production, by everything, writing, all the whole thing, and then it's just the mentality. I can't really give you pinpoint what and why, but if I had to guess, I would say it's just that, the culture and our culture within the culture. So we're fighting our culture as African Americans, and then we're fighting the culture of the music industry combined with our predisposition to not being supporting one another. First of all, we were conditioned to have this mentality that being Black is not a good thing, you know. So when you think about yourself, the self-loathing, sometimes we kind of depreciate our own value as a people, because we live in a nation that tells us we're not valuable when you see the deaths of certain people. And I don't want to get political. I just want to, because it all goes together. We got to be realistic here now, man. If we're living in a racist society, and I say that with, you know, not all people, but I think that the narrative is what it is. So why wouldn't racism be in the music industry if it's in every other facet of American society, like from corporations to education to arts and other things? Why would it not be in entertainment, especially the? So, you know, when you think about that, you know, we're already fighting our own culture and a tendency to not like ourselves, which means if we don't like ourselves, we're not going to like somebody that looks like us. So our mentality is to kind of have this crabs in the barrel. I got mine, get yours. Not let me pull you up, brother. Let me give you a nugget, give you a dime. Let me teach you how to fish. You know, that kind of thing. So I figure all of that has a lot to do with it. And then it's just the mentality of trying to find a way to get around doing the right thing, paying the right money, being fair. You know, there's a lot of scams and games going on right now in this business. People doing the wrong things, man. And I don't care. I'm not saying goody two shoe. I'm saying do the right thing.
Yeah.
Because it's just the right thing to do. And it's important for our people. It's important for us to stick together and do more. If we could just all come together. But it's virtually almost too late, bro, for this generation, you know, mine. I mean, you know, I'm talking about back 50s, you know what I'm saying? So my, you know, 20, 30 more years, how much do I have? I don't know. But I hope at one point in the future that we'll get better. But for 500 years, it just hasn't improved on certain things. So the music industry is no different. You know, think back on all those icons that died penniless. Some of our major stars who broke barriers, man, that made great music, died without a dime. They couldn't even bury some of them sometimes. But all these legacy of music out here, though.
Yeah, and you know, as I said, the horror stories that my audience have heard from well-known producers and executives, R&B, who signed them and took all their stuff is really sad. The artists have named the names, but I just don't want to drop names in here and stuff like that. But they've all named their names and stuff. So you are. So I listened to Rock with you, and it was much different from the original Bobby one, which was good. What made you decide to redo that one, and actually the concept of the remakes and remixes of classics?
Oh man, yeah, I love I mean, you know, who doesn't love a Babyface written, produced record? You know, overall. So I feel like I felt good about that record, and nobody had touched it. And I didn't want to do it traditionally with the kind of like the ballad kind of thing. I wanted to give it a bounce, and I also give it a current feel, but also didn't want to go. I didn't think people wanted to rock and roll in 2021. Somebody hook a rock with you, with you. And I use the end at the end of the record. I go rock and roll because I know people like gotta hear that. So I said, let me put a telephone effect on it and keep it moving. But I made it my own. But I wanted to pay homage to those guys because, you know, those records were really great songs. And the throwback, the records concept was, I felt like during the pandemic, people didn't need to hear no more relationship, what's going on, all that. They needed feel good, nostalgic records that took them to a place like it took us in our era, even the younger generation. And most of my demographic is 18 to 27-year-olds really like my stuff. I'm figure out. So even though I target my age group, the younger generation actually likes my music. So I find that to be intriguing. So, and that's great. Thank you guys. But ultimately, you know, it's crazy, man. So the Throwback the Covers came from birth from the pandemic. And I put those 6 songs together. I vetted them. I made sure I researched to see who remade any of those songs before I touched. Like if Avant had did any one of these records, I wouldn't be saying none of them. I don't mess with Avant. That's my guy.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, you know, yeah. He also had the misfortune of coming out with R. Kelly and Joe, so he, you know, it was just
Right. Yeah, because he came out, they was like, who is this dude? But he sounded like R. Kelly, but
yeah,
everybody be compared to R. Kelly at this
yeah,
point.
yeah. When he did Separated, he had it, but it was because it was just as I said, Lionel Richie would have been the biggest artist if he didn't come out the same year Michael Jackson. So it affected a lot of people. So you said um, then you had the um, oh goodness, if you were here tonight, um, who sang the original? If
Alexandra.
you Okay, yes. I don't know why I forgot that because
So,
I've been doing the whole Jimmy and Terry Lewis. I've been
right, yeah.
promoting their stuff for the past week and stuff, and Alex was probably one of the most unconventional looking, but vocally one of the most powerful, underrated R&B acts that came out in the 80s. I mean, you know, he was hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. How did you decide the songs that you wanted for this project?
I listened to the sonically how the flow of the record was going to be like. Because I like I said, I really put time into what I'm doing. I'm not just let's go make a record and then I go in the studio. I think about it stuff because timing is everything.
Yeah.
Song selection and then figuring out and doing your research on the records too. So backstory. So man, just some great stories going on with this EP. By the way, we probably won't have time to tap in, but anyway, yeah, Alexander O'Neal. That record particularly was just a matter of just understand. I went back and started playing some records, and I remember how I felt when I heard that record. It felt good. I was like, was a bad record back then.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I looked it up. Nobody had redid it or touched it. I was like, okay. And Alex has been going through a lot. He lives over in Germany, I believe, or he was there.
He was in England as well. Yeah, he's out here in England, Manchester. Yeah.
He's in England, Germany, one of those. I can't remember, but
Yeah.
I know he's going through some personal stuff. He went through tough times, and it's just not the same guy. But whatever, man. He's still an icon and a legend, man, and deserves respect. So I wanted to pay homage to him. And even in my video, I'll make sure to back the last thing on the video in homage to the great Alexander O'Neal. I'll put that credit on back of my video.
Wow. Did you have to speak with Jimmy and Terry or Babyface when you or get permission to make the remixes because of these tracks so you can?
No, you just basically the way the licensing game works is nowadays if they're cover records, they're not derivatives. I didn't change any lyrics.
Okay.
I just changed the beat, the production. You can kind of play around with the music, but you can't change the melody of the song, the arrangement for the most part, or the lyrics.
Okay.
That's considered a derivative remake, and that you have to get clearance from to do. I mean, I was pretty damn close probably, but I stayed away from it. I got everything cleared through Harry Fox. You go through Harry Fox now. You can just type the song name in that your title you're doing a cover of, and then you pay this licensing fee, and then that's it. And you it's good for a year. You renew it, and you keep it moving. That's it. So I did my due diligence on that, and I'm plus at the time when you go through distribution companies, not gonna say no names, but they usually do cover all that for you.
Okay. Has Jimmy and Terry heard any of your tracks or Babyface?
I have never met Jimmy Taylor. I will be honored to because I look up to those guys: Quincy Jones, Babyface, Stills and Nash, all them cats. Those tandems, Rod Temperton, them kind of guys.
Rod is another level, yeah.
Them are my guys, man. I listen. I'm a student of the music.
Yeah.
So I man, come on, man. Diane Warren, all of them. They all, man, were just great writers, man. And they like sitting there probably wondering what the hell happened to music.
Yeah.
It's tough work being independent because I gotta do it all, wear all the hats. And so by the time I get to taking off my CEO hat, admin hat, promotions hat, I'm mentally in a place where singing is probably the last thing I really want to do because I'm focused on so much more. So being able to do the singing becomes tougher because I got to get in the mindset because I'm so worn out from all the other hats I got to wear. I put it on the table, my guy. I'm very transparent about this business. When I have great days, I want people to know this is a good day. When a good moment. You know, when I won the best new indie artist and had a #1 indie soul record, which we didn't get into the Being Gentle song. That's a whole nother story, but that whole record. So, but, you know, by the time I get to singing and want to be on the stage and ready to start back performing, I'm tired because it's like this business is exhausting. So when I have bad days, I make that clear too. So,
are you going to? Because you did say that you were in the position where you'd want to focus on helping up and coming artists and know the business. Would you then focus at a point, reduce your singing and become more of the CEO and more having your own artists, or is it just you want to do more of a charity work with other artists? What is it that you?
I don't know. Charlie Wilson and Smokey Robinson gives a young man inspiration because they still doing it at a high clip. I mean, Charlie Wilson can outdance some young cats.
Yeah.
Stamina is phenomenal. So I don't know, bro. I got to figure out if I want to really do the singing thing as much as when I mean singing thing, I mean the live and the venues and I watched a couple of artists this past weekend, gruelingly. What's the word I'm looking? Just grueling work their way through some records, man. Just seeing cover. I'm like, do I really want to do that part? And you know, I want to entertain people because I can put on a pretty dope live show. I'm not just a studio singer. Don't get it twisted. It's just I know the mental work involved in singing for you one supper, if you will. And then, you know, all the expectation and the pressure that people put on you as an artist. I am 53, so I really don't have the patience to be a 20-something-year-old artist at 53. So I'm not going to do all that. I'm not going to be putting up with all that stuff. So I tell people right now, stay out of my personal business. Don't tell me how to be. Don't tell me how to act. I'm too grown for that. Tell me what you want to hear. And if you like my records, just stream the record and ultimately keep it moving because I don't have time to fall into. See, now that sounds, now you could possibly lose fans if you don't kiss their behind. I'm not doing that at 53. I'm too grown. I'm not going to do it. See, the younger artist is more impressionable, wants everybody to like them, wants to be loved by the whole world, and thinks the whole world has to like you for you to be successful. At my age, I want to be liked by those who like what I do and respect me when I tell them to get the heck out of my face because it's not the day's not the day. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. So the EP is it when is it out? The EP of your covers?
That it's been out since October 2020.
Okay.
It has over 2.2, almost 2.3 million. No, actually 2.3 million streams on the EP. 1.2, almost 1.3 on this Being Gentle single alone, and Baby Come to Me has about almost 400,000 streams, and it is the number 2 indie soul record for the second time in 2 weeks. So it's been back. I'm battling the #1 spot with Tony Lindsay of former Santana fame, and the Isley Brothers After 7 and the Barcades are right on my behind. So if I don't get the #1 spot this weekend, this Friday, this Sunday, it probably ain't gonna happen. But I'm right there. So I have two top two indie soul records, a #1 indie soul record, best new independent artist for 2021. I won the best newcomer art for the Indie Soul Cafe. Man, just a lot of nominations for the project. So yeah, if you hadn't had a chance to really check out, go on my page, on my Instagram, and my website, and get updated and catch up, man. I had a lot of great moments over the last year and a half. Roughly a year. I dropped it. My official drop of everything was July 3rd, 2020. Here we are coming back up on July 3rd for the first year. And I've done more in a year than a lot of people do in a lot of time, in a lot of years, man.
Yeah, I can attest for that. I mean, as I said, I've constantly seen the videos, the remakes, and things like that, and the work ethic. It looks as if there's a lot of work. It doesn't look as if you've just done anything lazily. It looks as if you put a lot of energy and work into it. And when can we expect the collaboration with Jay Chosen?
Well, sooner than later. I got a lot of other artist projects that I'm working with right now. My pops is 77 years old. He used to be with the Crowd Pleasers back in the day in the funk era, man. He's 77. I did a 6-song EP on him with the sound of his era. So it don't sound like an old cat trying to do young records. It sounds like a old cat doing his era of records. So it's quality. Wait till I'm gonna put him out probably soon, waiting to get his edit for his backstory, like a backstories interview edit that I want to put out so people can see where he came from to now his redemption story is that at 77 he's able to still hit the note, do his singing.
Wow.
Is going to put and give him a legacy, so when he goes to pass his on with his life, he'll have something to lead to grandchildren and you know what I mean? It's important.
Yeah. The are you going to you know, you mentioned Avance, and you know, I know you're Chicago, ONeal. I mean, have you collaborated with any of your Chicago natives?
Man, I can't get to those cats, man. I know they've been hearing about me because people have been in my inbox. I've had some major ones hit my inbox up asking me to work together, but they want money. They ask, you know, that's when the pandemic was strong. So yeah, a lot of major artists that their angle, I wouldn't say game, but the angle was they see your traction, what you're doing. How can I help you? So they want to charge you money to promote you. And I'm thinking to myself, ain't you a millionaire with my little money? But they couldn't tour, so they weren't able to bring that money in. So they just doing whatever they can.
Wow.
I get it.
Yeah.
But if you know Don Jones, Avant, any of those cats, come holler at me. John B, I got a record for all three of them.
Okay.
Right now.
Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, to press the notification bell so that you can be notified when we do have a new interview. Loads to come. But thanks a lot for watching.